And hi, everybody. I hope you are doing well tonight. It's Gretchen, and you are here for Keeping It Real, Take Two. Oh, we'll see if I can find out if I've made it live. Oh, okay. Notifications? Nope, not there. Let's try this one. So, if everybody is doing well tonight, I tell you, I had moved everything up a half an hour or an hour. I was going to be going on at 6, but you know what? Things happen. Um, Sorry. Okay. This is a one. There we go. Here we go. Where'd it go? We are. Yes. Okay. Hi, Gloria. Yay. Gloria's here. This is where I'm going to go and see if I can get things going. Gloria, I'm going to switch. Like I said, you guys, I am learning some things. I'm going to put myself on camera. Hi. Oh my goodness. So I saw some things earlier tonight on fluid art. And I was going to go on at 6, like I said. And then I saw that my mentor, Art Wolf, was going live at 6 o'clock. And Art goes live once a month. And I had to see it. And hi, Gretchen. Hi, Glenda. Hubby and I are sitting outside at a wine bar. Oh, goodness. Yay. Anyway, let me get through my introduction, and I am telling you a little bit about. So, just a little bit about me and what you're joining in on this journey and why it's kind of jerky and all over the place. And I hope I'm on the right camera. And I think I am. Yes. As I said, my name is Gretchen Shepard, and I'm a photographer. And some of you are joining me from all over different places, whether I've met you through the fluid art world or through streaming, or you've followed me on other things. But I've always done still photography. And editing videos and those type of things is a whole different thing. But sharing them in some way, I needed to come up with another way to share my work, and I wanted to. And my passion for it. So I came up with a vlog called Keeping It Real, and REEL, as in a reel of film, because I live on the Key Peninsula, and it seemed like a good little slogan. And I just wanted to try my hand at this. Now, your journey that you're coming along, that I'm taking you along on, is also me learning how to use a piece of streaming software called Ecamm. And it is really amazing, but is taking some time. So I have things I switch between, and I have to kind of find where they are. But once we get into the meat of everything, you're going to be you'll be fine. And I'm learning, and then you can tell me along the way if it's better or not, or if I should just go, go back outside with my camera. Anyway, I'm going to greet some people that are here, and Gloria's from Gloria's Gallery is here, and Glenda's Creative Place. Hi, Glenda. Nice talking to you today. And Janet is here from Janet. Yay, yay. All right. All these guys have been here. So it has just been kind of an adventure with this. So Ecamm journey, how am I doing? I talked to Glenda today. We talked about my sound. If you guys really, if there's something about things that you can't see, can't hear, add it in the comments. Let me know, and then I can try to make a difference and fix it. So, and then the other day, you guys were so patient. You were so nice. I was in the wrong camera. Yeah, I have my, on this side over here, I have my computer screen, and then I have a little camera up in front of me, a little Canon M50 Mark II that Angie's still going. Oh my gosh. See, and I was on arts, and then I didn't get it. I'll have to go back to Angie's. I just saw that from uh, who said that? Gloria said that. Yeah, Angie made some fluid art. Oh my gosh, she's so good. All you guys that do fluid art, I just and I have a little treat for you to show you guys too before we get into the meat of what all we have photography wise. I'm a little treat from the fluid art land, and so that little treat is that you that are in the fluid art community might have seen the videos that I have done with Layla's painting, Layla's art world, and she is my granddaughter. She is 9 now as of just last month. But we have been doing flow art touring for about a year and a half now. And last Christmas I had all four, there were 4 grandchildren at that time, in the garage with their parents. We were pouring over ornaments, and they all made some to take home for Christmas ornaments. It was, you think, oh, okay, their parents. My one daughter that now has 3 kids, but she had 2 at the time, will art everything. Her daughter Rook paints before breakfast. And Rook is just 4. Is she 4? No, she just turned 3. That's right. She just turned 3. Oh my gosh. That's right. So Rook paints before breakfast practically all the time. And so she was 2 at the time, and we were painting. And then, so her mom is completely, my oldest daughter, and her mom is Layla's mom, and not so much. Not so much the art around, can we please do it at Grandma's house? Can you do it at Grandma Goo's house? Because that'd be fine. Annalena is a amazing athlete and person, and strong, and she works in the medical field, and oh my gosh, she's just, but the art mess around jumping into it, it's not her deal. So we had them all here in the garage, and we had the youngest at the time was 2, and up to 8, and there were 4 of them, and then their parents. It was hilarious. But we've been doing this for some time. But anyway, so those of you who are fluid artists, I'm going to switch to a camera that's going to show a book for a second. And see, this is what I learned new today. If it's going to work, is it on? Nope, it needs to be on. That camera got, what? No. Oh, fiddle dee dee. Well, did it take it? Maybe it's there. There. iPhone. There it is. Yes, it got it. Oh, phew. Okay, so that book we're going to look at in a little bit, because that's part of the whole thing tonight. But fluid artists, here is what I brought to show you. So Layla has been making coasters, you guys. So these are the coasters that we bought. We bought these tiles at Habitat for Humanity. The light's kind of bright on them. But if you can see them, so this set that looks like this is for her Auntie Beans, who went to the University of Oregon. Oh, yes. And this set is for her dad. It's the Seahawks colors. And this set is for my husband, her Bampa, because it's the Husky colors. And then this set, like this is for her teacher. This set is for her mom. The colors. And then she made a set for her little brother, Lachlan. And this, he's into Spider-Man. So these are Spider-Man colors. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that cool? So we have 28 done. And I put polyacrylic on top of them. We taped them first. That was the big deal. We put tape on the back. And then I did the polyacrylic on them last night. But I went to Habitat and got more. Can you guys hear me? I'm all the way over here. Oh, Glenda, this is where those, that lavalier mic would be good. Yes. Yeah. Aren't they pretty, Gloria? I'm so excited for Lily. So I went and got her more of them. But that will be coming. So, anyway, now that we're done with that, let me take you back to me. And I'm going to, so glad that everybody's here. Let's see. Good. I know Angie, I had forgotten that Angie was going live too. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, Janet. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think Layla's, she's 9. She's sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace. The little girl's made a fair amount of money, which is pretty cool. So I'm proud of her. She's proud of herself. So anyway, I switched to black and white. Because now we're going to start in on the part about tonight. Take 2, black and white. My world in black and white. And I wanted to put this up as a change the look on the camera that as you see me, so that you could see how that going into black and white can really change the mood and change a lot about anything, and it can change how you can the focus of a picture so much. But I'm going to take you just a little bit back here. And this book right here, and let me switch back over to books. Switching scenes. Here we go again. There we go. Amateur Photographer's Handbook. So, this book is actually my high school photography book. I have had it since 1973, graduated in 1974. It was and is still a book that I completely used so much. It has all the different kinds of films that we had and how to use them, what to do with them. I knew all this stuff too. I suppose if I dug around in my brain, I could remember a lot of it. I did after high school, and then I went to the University of Washington, then dropped out. Then when I did go back, I ended up teaching darkroom in the College of Education. But this is part of a series, Basic Photo 1. This was a book called Camera and Lens, and Ansel Adams did a series of these books, and this is one that I have. And I opened it today, and I found all of these notes that I took on different things, and I just was astounded how far this goes back. I mean, how much I use this. This book, and look at this. So this I found in here. This is the what I would have had in my film catalog or in my film log. So back in our film days, if you wanted to keep track of what it was you did, I would put down the kind of film, the ASA, and then each shot I took had the f-stop and the shutter speed and the ASA, what's now ISO was ASA, and if I had a filter on it, and what my meter readings were, all of these different type of things that I used for when I was going to develop film. And this is for would have been a roll of 36, and I got 37 pictures out of it, of course. You know how to load them. You could get 37. Look at this! Oh my gosh. And Reedsport Visitor Center. So my one of my college professors that I taught darkroom for his photography classes in the College of Education actually filmed for the National Park Service and the National Recreation for the dunes, the Oregon dunes, and his film was at the Reedsport Visitor Center. And look, there's my notes about going down there and where we went. That's funny because he and I would go down, and I would help work on the movie that he did and photograph some of my stuff. So that's another cool book. I'm finding these treasures. You guys are on a treasure hunt with me. This is exciting. And then what else influences me? So I have books that I pick up at used bookstores and stuff, different masters of photography and how they worked. Barbara Morgan, Harry Callahan, Man Ray. Those were just some. I couldn't pull everything. This is The Grand Canyon of the Southwest, in Ansel Adams' book. There's other big ones of mine that I have. I have a signed copy of the book by him. It's one of my treasures. Just the things that I use for inspiration. Girlfriend just brought me this from that I've known for years, The Elements of Black and White Photography. Look at this. See, okay, this is the zone system that Ansel Adams would have used. And he developed it about the different parts of black and white. And then this gentleman, Minor White, I don't know if you can see this, the whole thing. I went to the Getty in 2015 actually, to see a Minor White and Ansel Adams exhibit down there. And Minor White was just an amazing photographer, not as well known, of course, as Ansel Adams or anyone like that. But when Ansel Adams won the Guggenheim, it was Minor White that he asked to take over his classes at the Institute of Photography in California. And then Minor White went on to work for Kodak, and then he was at Princeton, and it was probably about 5 years ago now that Princeton finally released all of the things that he had, and it's just really amazing to see some of those things. Thank you. So I wanted to take you on a little walk through that area of what I do and why those are so, and why black and white is so important to me. And I know that I can't give black and white its due in a short one evening live. So I think what I'm going to do is split this up, and I've got tonight, and then I'll do some different ones throughout the week, and I'll come back to black and white. I might do black and white Wednesdays, although I was going to do wildlife Wednesdays. I don't know. I'll have to see. So you'll have to watch out for my notifications on what I'm going to do with that. But I am going to take us now into another world, and that is into my black and white world, and show you a little bit about why and who and what I've done, but also how it changes things. Let me go to share my screen, and this is what I want to do. I want to go to, and where'd it go? There we go. There we go. Okay, so on the things that I have, I was able to move this down here. So in all my catalogs, there's a way I can color code things. So I took the color blue and I gave that color to all the images that I do in black and white so that I can sort through them and work through them and know where they are. I also have put that into some images that I want to work on and change to black and white. And I'm going to show you a little bit about, I think I'll pull these four guys up first, about, coming up, okay. Let's go to, done, there we go. So this little guy here is a Great Pyrenees puppy. And let me see, I want to make sure that I have the right camera. That's okay. Well, this is a Great Pyrenees puppy, and he's looking at his buddy, if I can find his buddy right here. Okay, now they're cute, and they're beyond cute. But what's really cute is but you get a bit distracted and you don't really focus so much on the puppy because there's the green around it and then there's the fence in the background. And there's things that just don't really just highlight just the puppy. So I chose on this one, rather than green, I went with a black and white version. And there you can really see how his eyes pop out so much more. And then his partner, that comes back at him. And when you get the two of them, if I can put them side by side, if I can, let's go into these two. Oops, not that one. I don't want to do that one. Okay, where am I? Let me go into the library, and I want to do these guys. There we go. So they turned out to be a pretty nice little animal type aspect and up side by side and told a little story. There were, I think, 11 of those little guys. They were on when my youngest daughter and her husband had a grass-fed meat farm, and his dad also owned a farm. They had Great Pyrenees as the working farm dogs. And Belle had a litter, and it's really kind of amazing to watch these little dogs, how they learn to be working dogs so quickly. These guys are 10 weeks, maybe 8, 10 weeks, and they're already doing things. Oh, I don't know if I have the other one where he's sitting there. He was sitting up on a rock, like looking out, and within a couple of few months from that, they'll be out ready to work in the field, and they'll kind of pick and choose which animal they want to take over and take care of, and that's what kind of happens. Oh, here we go. So in this one, this, I'm going to change it back to the original colors. This is my oldest daughter or my youngest daughter actually, on the right there, and with her second cousin, I guess, her cousin's daughter. And they're the two of the blondies in the family, blonde, blue eyes, like my mom was. And this was, they were playing a game. This was Christmas time. This was craziness going on. And this was before Bryn was married, before she had kids, anything. So you see that in this picture, it's not that great of a picture, but it's a good representation of what happens when you switch to black and white. So in this picture, as it is in color, there's no focus, and there's nothing that you can do really to get rid of that bright purple thing back in the back. I could take the saturation on purple down, but then it looks kind of yucky gray, and it also desaturates stuff in other places, and it just looks kind of odd. You could take the luminance down on that purple so it didn't look quite so strange too, but then it gets its own kind of focus on another thing. There is, but when you want to bring something out and make something else disappear, I could take all the saturation down that way. I'm just going to do a trick on Lightroom, and it's what I use, and it's the only keystroke I can remember. Of course, it's a black and white keystroke, so of course it's the only one I'm going to remember, and it is a V, and it changes it to black and white. Now, there's still a lot I could and probably would do if I was working on this to improve this, but it gives me an overall chance to really see, okay, that takes away that prominent purple thing in the middle, and suddenly faces become more important. They'll do that naturally too. In the next picture, this one, go back. Again, this is my daughter and her two second cousins. The other little girl's brother and sister, Destiny and Trey. That young man, Trey, right there, day after Thanksgiving, is going into the Army. And this young lady works for Amazon outside of Portland and is recovering from a broken arm that she got on her way to work. Yeah, how they grew up. So again, we have all that kind of mess type of stuff, but you do a simple black and white. Oh, and there they are. What's this about animals? Oh, I'm glad, Janet, that you like it. Yay. Yeah, Great Pyrenees are some incredible animals. But black and white with animals, you saw the bears. If you saw my bears the other night, you saw they're just, I love black and white wildlife. But again, I could call these guys wildlife what it does for black and white. Again, you lose some of the chaos. Now, again, like I said, this is not anywhere near what I would consider a good picture at all. So I'm going to go back to my other window and go to my grid and see what I can find here. So as you can see, I have a whole lot of things. Black and white will work very cool in trees in certain ways. This was at Montezuma's Castle in Arizona, and it was midday. Terrible time to be photographing, and it's probably a JPEG, and I couldn't do a whole lot of it. But part of what I liked on this at the time was just the sharp contrast of the white and that. And I'm going to just do a little dehaze there. Okay, that brought the contrast out. There we go. So just a little bit to do. I'm going to bring that back up. There we go. to do a little bit of things. I watch my histogram and whatnot, just to bring that out in some way of what you can do. Let's see. All right, boy, pop it around. I want to stay in the grid. It is a lot of fun to do architectural type things, to do sand and water in black and white. This one is not completely black and white. Let's see what happens if we turn it to black and white. Now that one, this isn't a sign of some things to look for. So in the color, you could see down here at the bottom, you could see the sand. The sand is a different color here. It's gray. This is brown. But the way it reflects light and the way our eyes interpret things are not accurate. So when you switch to black and white, those things don't have any contrast to each other. They're of the same kind of light reflective value, and you'll get the same thing. So that's not a good candidate for a black and white. That's a landscape. And same with some of these. So I'm going to show you one of the things that works really cool, and it could be perfect timing for you guys. Snow. Snow works so fun with black and white. Now, snow, black and white won't work really great for traditional Christmas stuff. Like if it's in green and red, you're not going to get a very good contrast, because green and red, when you switch them to black and white, because they are complementary on the color wheel, they come out looking pretty much so the same. So if they're the same value of green as the same value of red, and you switch that to black and white, they're going to reflect the same kind of tone, and you're going to get the same gray, the same shade of gray across the board, and you're not going to tell the difference very well. Holly bushes are not good, and black and white not good. But snow is so much fun. So is so much fun. And, oh, dump trucks. This is coming over. This was Snoqualmie Pass one winter. And I decided to catch the dump truck as he was coming by me. Certain things in the middle of the day, when it's not very good, the sun's too bright, you can get some really cool things with, I did a bridge series of wires and things. That architectural stuff is really fun. And then I have another architectural one I want to show you. This is one I really like. I did. Again, this is in San Francisco at the, I think it's the Grand Palace Hotel. And this was on before a brunch that they have and stuff. And so it just is just this beautiful place. Not in black and white. In color, there are so many colors. There's golds, and there's the reflection from the crystals. There's the people's clothing. There's the tablecloths. There's the china. There's all that stuff. There's the different shades in the marble here. And all of that really took away from what I really wanted to show in this story, and that was the architecture of this place, the gorgeous architecture. You can really see that in black and white, or in simplicity, completely opposite that way. Here is done just out of Jackson, Wyoming. There is a nature preserve, and It was in April, and we were heading out across Wyoming, and just the simplicity between the water, the bird, and I mean in the background, and I intentionally did not want the background to have any real clarity because the clarity was on the bird and the bushes, the cattails and whatnot. And so another type of thing. Anyway, oh, and one more thing. Okay, I have kind of an obsession with old hamburger stands. Okay, and in Yakima, where I grew up, there was tons of these. There's the Peppermint Stick Drive-In. There's the Stop and Go. There are all kinds of places. Miner Burgers is still there, and it opened in 1933, 38. And I mean, hamburgers that are bigger than your head, they're still big. My dad used to take all four of us girls down there for dinner when mom would be at something. And and we could split one burger between the four girls. It was hilarious. But I did a study in college of black and white hamburger stands all over the state. And when I was in Livingston, Montana, there's the Mark's In-N-Out, and people were lined up outside the door for this place. And I just loved it. If I can change, I wonder if it'll change back to, no. Because it really brings to light that old feeling of it, that black and white image of a place could be. I don't need the neon. I don't need all that other part to show that this is an old hamburger stand and what it was like. The In-N-Out, all those kind of things with it. Again, old things like that. All right. I was going to take you and show. Oh, I got the there. So one of my favorite things. Oh, since you guys are talking about animals, what happened to the duck? The duck was fine. So this is my little dog Aldo, and I showed you that animals are really great to do in black and white. Now Aldo is cute as a bug's ear in color, and this was probably maybe a year or two after we got him. We've had him for 5 years now. But when I changed it to black and white, something about him, he suddenly doesn't look like a little 14-pound dog. It's got a little bit more stature or something. It's also the wind's blowing in his face, and that snow behind him makes a big difference. And then these are some trees that are the Spruce Bowls in the Olympic National Forest, and I think I showed some of these to you, that the forest, when you turn it into black and white, it has a really interesting feel to it and a complete sort of different story. Now this one is in color still, believe it or not. Turn it to black and white, and I'm going to do a little bit of work on it. So what you can do, it depends on the feel that you want for the picture. This one has a bit of kind of a mystery type thing, and I want to take some of that white off the side there. I'm going to bring this down so I'm there. Okay. And then I'm going to bring up the dehaze so that I can give a little bit more, drop the exposure down a bit. But now it's kind of fun because if I want to change it into kind of a mysterious type of look, I can do that, and I can also give it some texture if I wanted to. The blacks could come up, the whites could come down. But that's the type of thing with black and white I see in all sorts of different shades. Oh, yes, Janet, I would love to see some of your work. We could do that. We could do a Zoom or a screen share. I'm almost figuring out how to share things on here, but we could do a Zoom. You could screen share back and forth. That'd be cool. I'd love to see some of your work. And like I said, that's why I decided to move my show tonight to 7 rather than 6, because I was on Art Wolf's live. I wanted to see, he was showing his new book, Night on Earth, and which, yeah, it's so gorgeous. And then he also was showing some of the things from the workshop, the Olympic rainforest and the Mount Rainier workshops he did a little earlier. And I've known Art for some time and gone on several workshops, and he's been a real mentor. In fact, my book, my abstract book, is dedicated to him because he took me under his wing to do abstracts and taught me so much. But okay, where was I? I got talking about somebody else's. That's okay. I'm okay. Oh, here we go. So this is the Olympic National Park. This is beach work in black and white, and I love this. I mean, if you can see this one as it's coming up and you look real, I'm gonna go back, look real hard, you can see the sea stacks in the back, and the stones, if this was not in black and white, the stones are so colorful and so there's so much variety at this beach. And I have some pictures that I left in color, but for me, it really communicated the type of the day that we had there. And where is it going? It's taking its time loading. Da 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 da. We can sing the Jeopardy song while it's waiting to load. Okay, where are we going? All right, we'll go to this one. This one will get you there. So this is one of the sea stacks, and the rocks all around it, you can see them. They look like flat discs, and they are. They're oval, and they're some flat, and some of them there's as bigger than your fist, and some of them are as small as your fingernail. And they're everywhere. This beach is so beautiful, but to look back through the hole in this sea stack and to see the forest that was behind it, because the forest comes right down to the edge of the rocks, and then behind that sea stack there's a bit of rocky beach and a whole bunch of logs and whatnot, and then you come kind of up over this little crest and with one of the first sea stacks, and then the rocks are just, they've been solid, but they've all gathered around here. It's so pretty. And for me, the black and white really, you see I was able to show the paradox between the smooth stones and this giant rough sea stack. And I just with the window to the world, it's like it's a window in the veil in some ways. This is another treatment to the beach type aspect here. This one is, I think in this one, I am at beach 4, or maybe beach 3. And what I did was I turned it to black and white, and then I gave it a cooler tone and put it in what's called a cyanotype, where it adds a bit of blue to it. Again, just another aspect and another way to treat that. Oh, yay! Snowy July, yes. Paradise. My father used to talk about skiing at Paradise when they first put the Paradise used to have a rope tow on it back in the 30s. In fact, my husband looked up some information that there was a Olympic trial race, a ski race held on Paradise in the 30s, I think. Anyway, yeah, it's beautiful up there. This is more just black and white from my road in front of my house, and this is my lone tree. This is down on the beach below my house that we walk down to, and this tree works itself out over the water sometimes. Other times the base of it is completely covered by the tide. So for me, it has a whole different mood than if I had the sun shining through. This also, I kind of blew out the sun and the clouds. It would be bright and all that kind of stuff, and you would not necessarily see the silhouette of the tree, which is what I really wanted to convey, because this is more what it was like straight on before I changed it to black and white. I much prefer the black and white. This is a image I did of, I think that's Rainier. I don't think that's Baker. I'm pretty sure it's Rainier. Pretty sure. And this one is one that I was on a workshop with Art, and we had been just soaked down this logging road, not this particular road, but we down another logging road, and we were coming back, and all of a sudden he screeches to a halt, and we all jump out, and he's looking at this road, and it was a beautiful image to take. You're standing in the middle of, you've gone up logging roads to find things we were looking for, finding order and chaos in the trees and whatnot. And then this really just spoke to me as a black and white. But then we had Libby walk down the road and take a red umbrella. Now a lot of people took it. I took this one and then desaturated everything but the red umbrella. I kept the umbrella red as a single point of focus in the whole thing of what it is. Just for as a statement, it's actually, this piece is hanging in the lobby of Cornish Theater right now through the month of November for the reopening of live theater. And yes, clouds. And so this was a special treat to take this one. Janet, you're going to like this. This is the Hoh Rainforest. This one, this again is what do you see, and what do you get out of it when you're looking at something. For me, this one's called The Nest, and if you're at all familiar with the movie Dark Crystal, it reminds me of the mystics in Dark Crystal, and that's what I saw. The actual color of the image itself, you're in a rainforest. It is greens and greens and greens and greens, but every green is so different that you can really do some fun things with black and white, which I'm going to show you. What's this one? Here, let's do this one. Okay, this is an image that is very close to where that nest was, but this is in the rainforest. And when you first look at it, you will see 1,000 different greens. You also see some red, and here, and that red is, and there's a bit of red in here. We're going to see what happens when we turn this to black and white just initially. See, it's kind of flat. Whoops, wrong. My thing jumped. It's pretty flat, and I'm not sure if it's going to take too much of anything now. Oof. Oofda. This is why I'm getting a new computer. There we go. So what I think has to happen in order to get this one to really actually, I could start with a preset, but I'm going to go into the greens here, actually, and bring some of those that. So let's do a dehaze. So we'll take it back into color, and I'm going to take specific colors, and I'm going to take the saturation, and I'm going to take specific colors, lay it over, and try to increase the saturation of a specific color, maybe. And if this will work. Nope, not going to work on that. What about on this one? Nope, didn't want to do that. Okay. What about if we change the hue? And the aquas. Yellow. Oh, switch change. Oop, oop. Yellow. Okay, so I'm kind of messing with the colors a lot, and because what I want to do is get some sharp contrast in stuff before I switch it to black and white. And I'm going to make it look really almost HDR-ish bad. And then I'm going to try to switch it to black and white and see if that works. So you see here, I got a better color here, and I didn't get such a better color here because it's still too much there. I mean, it kind of matches. So this would take some work, and I don't think it's going to give me the satisfaction as a black and white as I thought it could. And it's the only way to really know sometimes is to try it out, and then I will reset it. Yeah, reset it. And it's just not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna spend time with it as a black and white. Let's see what this one does. Now this, if we do anything, now this one, we got some more change. There is some more, but still I don't think that as an image, as a shape, does anything as a black and white. As a color, it has more interest. So you look to see, at least I look to see what's going to have more interest in black and white. This was a piece of wood, and when I didn't have it in black and white, it didn't really show the whole line of the cool face I saw in here. It's kind of has a bear look to it for me. The best thing, one of the best things, are kids. Now this was Rory when she was a few days old, 5 days old. And it's not that great of a picture. Oops, there's Rook holding her baby sister. It's not that great of a picture, but it's one that her mother would love. So what I'm going to do is I'll take it into what it looks like as a black and white. And all of a sudden, you see so much more of the expression. You forget so much about the color of the outfit and what's going to happen. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to crop it down. Oops, I'm going to unlock my crop. That would be helpful. And twist it a little bit. Like that. Give the highlights some drop, shadows some up. And then, this is where with little kids, I find it so fun. You just take the clarity down a little bit, and you can make them so soft and sweet. Bring her contrast back up. And she's kind of noisy. But it's just one of those things. I've done a lot of them with the grandkids and stuff. I didn't think you wanted to sit there and watch me see what I would do with grandkids. But for this one, you know, it's a big difference from that color version to black and white. It's softer, it's more focused on her face. It's just a bit better in my mind. This also, the other thing that black and whites can do, when are they last? And these I'm excited to work on. These are the ones from the hoodoos down at Goblin Valley. And this particular image needs some work. I have two of them. I'm meant to blend them and did not do that. I've got sun flares in them, the whole 9 yards. Things did not happen. I meant to get there before sunrise, and I got there just at sunrise. Thought I would have that morning blue hour, kind of a little bit of time like you do in the Northwest. Holy Ned, sun pops right up and you're stuck out in it. It was fast, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not going to happen. So I'm bringing these up, and I'm going to bring the clarity. And now I'm going to see, rather than click back and forth, I'm just going to drop it back down. Yes! Okay. See, this is what I mean about black and white. Take this. People's feet had been all over the place on this. It also happened, it had been, apparently, I did not know this was a big deal down there, but I set up the time I was going to go, and I was going to go the day before, and I got on it's a state park. It's not a national park, Goblin Valley, and the ranger said the days I wanted to go would be the busiest, and the park would be full due to da da da. And I was like, what? And apparently it was spring no, fall break at the colleges, and Goblin Valley seems to be party central. And there were a lot of people camping outside the next day, so there's a lot of footsteps all over this. But this is where I might start with this, and then I don't know, maybe I'll bring those shadows back down and make it more of a, no, not that one, not silhouetting it. But I like this style, and yeah, of course, it does have the sunflowers in them. But now, instead of the sunflowers being just something that is a mistake, they become almost like a feature. And maybe you can work with it, maybe you can't. I don't know whether I would or whether I wouldn't. I know that these guys, this Goblin Valley over here, yeah, this guy is definitely going into black and white because the shadows are so phenomenal. Whoa. And unlock. I want some of that foreground shadow, but I want a leading line. So I've got a leading line coming in here with this shadow, bringing it in. You see this, and then there's this part here, and then the darkened sky. Yeah. There's the nose on that guy. So then I would take the clarity up and dehaze them. Shadows, highlights. I'm going to bring the shadows down on them. Anyway, this is a whole thing that I love to play with black and white and to do dodge and burn and all of that. Oh my goodness, you guys have been so patient as I go on and ramble as they go. I have one other big thing to do tonight that we have, and that is let me see, did I get him? Popping around. Yes, we looked at those. Okay. This is another piece that I did. This is where you really take that silhouette and black and white. And then I think I took this one into Silver Effects Pro and did much like kind of solarization type things I used to do with the black in the darkroom to create this really very different kind of piece. You could have used the rope tow at Paradise. Janet, that's funny. That's funny, yeah. I oftentimes had to use a rope tow to try to keep up with my dad. It was always hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to pop out of this and I'm going to bring back into this camera and take myself out of black and white. What? Did I? Oh, there we go. Out of black and white. Yes. Okay. So I have a special thing. So the other night, as I said, I did an image. This one. We worked on this. I worked on this. You guys helped me go through this. I had printed and I'd done some, and I came up with an artist's proof, and then I came up with the final. This is the artist's proof, and this is going to one of you. Yes, one of you. So anybody who's been on my lives for these first 5.5 days, so listen up if I make sure that I have Angie, anybody who's been at any one of the lives of those first few nights. So Angie Mason, Fluid Art, she's there. Donna was here, and Janet or Gloria, I can't remember Donna's last name. Is it Art Donna Panis? I think it's Donna P. Donna. Glenda's Creative Place. She was on tonight. Acrylic Creations by Jay Whitty. Gloria's Gallery. Panis. Okay, good. Thank you, Gloria. K and K Creations was on. Art by Sparkle. Lori was on, I think, one night. Was I? Oh, she's going in. Kim's Creations was on. And did I get yours, Janet, in there? Acrylic. Yep, there it is. Okay. And Sammy Superstar. Sammy was on. At Sammy Superstar. He came on for the first 2 nights. So, hello. Anybody else? If you guys can remember somebody else that was on that I missed, would you please let me know? Let me know. I'm shaking. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna all right. But here I got one. Can you see it? It says Angie Mason Fluid Art. Congratulations, Angie. Woohoo! I know she didn't quite make it in tonight, but she's been here several other nights. Thank you. All right, so Angie's there, and then I have 2 smaller ones. There's one here, and there's one here. Okay, so Glenda, you're getting the top one. Glenda. Gloria, you're getting the bottom one. Woohoo! Oops. Okay. So you guys, I will, send me, I'll send you a message or send me an email. I need to be able to get this to you. So I need to message you or something. Send me a message to how I can reach you that you got this. I'll send Angie a message. So Gloria, you got this one. It's an 8x10. Glenda, you got the upper one. It's a little bit of a pano. And then the other one is Angie Mason. Oh, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away an artist proof probably every 7 times I do this. Yay. I think maybe 5 or 7. I haven't quite worked it out. As you figured out, probably I'm a work in progress. You would think. Okay, you guys all know. We're all works in progress, and that's what we're here to celebrate. So this is work in progress. And I just want to thank you for being here. That was a huge kind of overview on black and white tonight. And I probably normal did too much in the first lesson or the first introduction. My kids, students used to say, yeah, I kind of understood it the first time, Mrs. Shepherd, but by the 5th time, I was totally confused. When you hear that out of a 6-year-old's mouth, you go, ooh, okay. But I hope you could see some of the enthusiasm I have for this. I really, want not only to share my work, but to encourage you to, Janet, you have work that you want to show and share. I'd love to see it. I'd love to, when I get good enough at maybe one of these, we can do a thing where I can split the screen. I can invite you on, and we can share your screen of your work too. It would just be a fun way to do this. Also, if you invite other people on, there are opportunities if you have work like this that you need done of your own things, and you can send me the file. I do that service. So that's another way of seeing, so you get a chance to see what I can do. But yeah, we'll come back to black and white. I'll take you more through how the color wheel works with that, with the black and white, how um, what you focus. But as you can see, it kind of, I think the biggest thing about black and white is that it can really hone your focus on something that you want it to highlight. So when I work, especially with animals or with my grandkids, one and the same, you get a real sense of that look of them and what they are and how they look, and without the distraction of the color of their coat or um, the color of the surroundings, you actually get to focus on the person, or you focus on the animal. For like Janet said, she loves clouds, and if you do landscapes and skies in black and white, oh my gosh, you can. There's some pretty stunning, amazing things that you can do. And anyway, I just sent you. Oh, you sent her a message. Great. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you so much. Anyway, so folks, this is Tuesday. Tomorrow night is Wednesday. I'll go live Wednesday night. I'll do it again probably around 7. And it will be shorter, obviously. I think because I'm not going to do black and white. I'm just probably going to learn a new little thing. And we'll see what we did. I'll have it. I haven't got it completely set. I had ideas. Somebody said something about the ambrosia hour when we were talking about it. And I went, hold it. There's the golden hour and the blue hour. What's the ambrosia hour? And she said she got up at 3:30 in the morning and it was her most successful work time. And I went, okay, so if I did a thing on ambrosia hour, it would be all the things I've taken in the dark when I'm half asleep. Because that is just not me. So, and then Thursday will be Thanksgiving, and I'll just probably do a little no fancy live. I'll just do a greeting live because I'm just going to try to get myself going live every day to get used to this, to get better. And then we'll have the weekend. And then on Monday, the 29th, I am having a total knee replacement. I will have recorded something to put out for those first few days because you really probably don't want to listen to me babble on when I've on painkillers. So, but that's okay. I'll be up and about at surgeries at some time, and I'll be out and about and working. And yeah, my husband's ready to tie me down once I am done with that, so that I don't get up and about too soon. But you know, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's. I was really glad to have one robot knee done, and it made all the difference. Now I'm looking forward to robot knee 2, and yeah. So everybody, again, this was my black and white night, life in black and white part 2. I will come back to this. There'll be more chapters that are done in black and white. I encourage you, artists out there, to explore some of the people. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Dang. I had it up earlier and I closed those web pages to show you some images by people that are black and white photographers. Imogene Cunningham, born and raised in the Seattle area, and a co-founding member of the group F64 with Ansel Adams and Edward Weston. Um, they're having a retrospective of her work at the Seattle Art Museum, and it opened this past Thursday. I signed up for reassigned my membership with Seattle Art Museum. I had let it lag for a while. I re-upped it as a senior citizen with my husband because I will go at least 3 times between now and February when it closes. She did a set of work, and there's a book out there of photographs of after 80, and I think she was in her 80s when she took the photographs of people in their 80s and 90s, and it's just a phenomenal book. She was very innovative and considered it got the label of being immoral in the 20s, because she dared to photograph males nude. And women, you could photograph women nude back then without any problem. But to photograph a man in the nude was immoral. But she is one of the greatest influences in, she and Dorothea Lange, the amazing women photographers, and all those photographers, but those are a couple that stopped me dead in my tracks. And Dorothea Lange was, yeah. So I got a couple books on order to share with you. On those, I'll share those next time, and some websites and things. But yeah, if you get a chance, they're just to see their work and the inspiration and what they do. Those of you that are other type of artists, I get inspiration from you fluid artists. For some of my abstract works, I'll share those at one time too, because that's a whole tie-in. And then just from all different modes of art, I think it's what inspires us, what keeps us growing and thriving. To experience the world through the eyes of an artist is we're just so fortunate and so blessed. And I am so blessed that you guys have stuck with me through this, and I really appreciate it beyond words. And it's just been grand. So until next time, I have to check my messages one more time. Janet says, my son took a black and white photo of a homeless man sitting on a bench in Orlando. He was slouched over sleeping. Incredible image. Those are the kind of street photography. There's, if you've ever seen the documentary called Finding Vivian Marr, oh my gosh. She was a woman who was a nanny in different homes, and she always had a camera with her. Her work, this guy bought these boxes at an auction and found her film and developed and things, and it's just astounding. And there's a whole story that goes along with the influence of women photographers and why they were so much influential and why so many women were. It was as much as any kind of artistic endeavor that we have today. Photography was the thing for the women in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. It was the cameras were inexpensive, and it gave them a reason to get out and go places, and they had groups out of the home. And it's amazing what they did. Just really amazing. I would love to see your son's picture, Janet. I bet it is stunning. I hope he collects those and keeps those and puts them in a book at some point. Yes, thanks, Gloria, so much. Oh, yay. Yes, that would be... Gloria, you're awesome. Awesome, awesome. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just really, this is an amazing blessing all the way around. So, until next time, just keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. And the first place to look is inside yourself because it's hidden there and it's always there. Until next time, I wish you all the best and I'll see you soon.